I said I would go live today, so we'll let a few people get on here that I told that I will be doing this. Told a few people, and let's see here. I didn't know you can even have special guests on here, so I may hop some people in the box. So I got a little cheat sheet here. It's gonna try to keep me on track. But I've had a lot of people asking me to do this. So I'm gonna let a few people get on here, which I don't think it really matters. I guess you can go back and watch it. But I've had quite a few people commenting through the last, I guess it's almost been, we're approaching 2 years. And I went live last January, and I went live, last January, last February, March. And you'd be surprised how many people, I mean, so many people don't know about much of our foundation, which is pretty sad, if you ask me. But I'm going to try to refrain from wordy words. I'm going to try to refrain from calling people names. I'm going to try to refrain from things like that, even though it's a lot of my personality. And I think if you get to know people's personality sometimes, you would understand, that people with personalities, most times because they care. But I'm going to try to do that because I know my mom might be watching, and I have some family members that might be watching. So I'm going to try to refrain from saying words like stupid and dumb and all these other things. But it's also going to show you the mind of a veteran and the heart of a veteran who served for all the right reasons. This isn't an attack on veterans, and it's not an attack on people who served in the military, but we have a reason why you serve. And if you don't understand that the very premise of military has a law, we have our own laws in the military. We have our own laws separate from federal law. So anyways, I got a little cheat sheet here. It's going to keep me on track. Some things happened in the last week or two that so many people were asking me about. And a lot of people don't know, that when I was in the military, a lot of people don't know that I actually held top secret clearance. So I'm going to address a few things. Last year, I tried to talk to a few people, a couple of people who I thought were friends, and all I got were things like, "Are you off your meds today?" And all kinds of very, very rude responses, which not only were childish, but also were pretty pathetic from the fact that just because you don't know somebody and just because you don't know, law and things like that, you don't attack a veteran, and you don't say things like that to a veteran. And I know that if you don't know that person, you could think all kinds of things. But when a veteran quotes military law, when a veteran quotes military regulations, when a veteran quotes military symbolism that you can tangibly go look up via the Constitution, via federal law, via U.S. codes, when a veteran quotes that and you come in someone's inbox like that, especially someone that you consider a friend, you're a pathetic disgrace. I will say that. You're a disgrace to this nation. So, I hope you're watching because you're still a friend of mine on Facebook. I didn't delete you and I didn't remove you from here. The other problem we have in this country are people who don't respect veterans, who don't respect military. And I don't care if you've got a cousin, an auntie, a daddy, a pappy, a whomever. I don't care. Kudos to them for serving. But if they don't know military law, if they don't know military regulations, if they don't know military symbolisms, if they don't know military optics, if they don't know military operations, then why they serve? And that's where we are right now. That's where we are. It's a sad, sad travesty and a disgrace that so many Americans have no clue about the foundation of this country in which you live in. So that's where we are. If you don't like this country and you don't like the foundation, you probably need to get out of here. Because what you're facing are people like me who do know the foundation, who do know the principles of our nation. And that's where we are. So I'm going to tell you, by law, military law, and federal law, how Donald Trump is still your president. By law, by regulations, and by operations. Yes, I said it. I'm about to show you how Donald John Trump is still your president. It was not a secret. It was not top secret. It wasn't hidden. It happened right in front of every one of you. It happened right in front of your eyes. Right in front of you. And all these other people out there, a lot of this stuff is called what we call optics. It was optics. So you're going to have to be able to step outside of your opinions, step outside of your livelihoods, step outside of whatever it is you believe, whether you're a Christian, whether you're an atheist, whatever it is, whether you're gay, straight, whatever you are. None of that has anything to do with your freedoms. It actually has everything to do with your freedoms. So it's kind of a cool kind of double standard in a good way. None of it has anything to do with your freedoms, but they all have something to do with your freedom. The Constitution protects you as a whole. And too many years, we've had too many people who they misconstrue it, they misuse it, and overuse to fit their narrative, versus being a true constitutionalist who is for everybody, not division. Okay, so Republican Democrat is a division, and I can show you where it's divided by law. Okay, so let me get back here. Military versus federal law. Two separate laws. The military has a total separate law than you civilians. Totally separate. And if we went by military law, if we apply military law to civilian standards, you people would straighten up pretty quick. And let me show you a great example. So if I married a girl and I cheated on her in the military and she went to my commander and he court-martialed me, you get court-martialed, you go to court, you know what they put on you? They put on adultery, they strip you of your rank, they also put it on your record for about 7 years. So if you're out riding around and an MP pulls you over and he says, "Mr. Johnson, what are you doing out at 3 a.m.? Did you just get off duty?" "No." "Well, where were you?" They can question you. And if they find out your butt was in a bar somewhere and you got a wife at home, guess what's on your record? Imagine applying that to civilian. Imagine I wouldn't have to get on Facebook every single day and watch all these girls post about how every guy is a dirtbag and a cheater and a this and a that. Could you imagine that? That would straighten up some dudes pretty quick. Our foundation, military law, military regulation. So let's go back before I show you how Donald John Trump is still your president by law. Not because of voter fraud, by law. Okay? Happened right in front of you. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. So, foundation. Sorry, Marines. I got a bunch of Marine buddies. I love you. You guys are the best. You really are. You train in every kind of environment, and you guys are bad boys and bad girls. But the Army was founded first, June 14th, 1775. Guess what was founded shortly after? June 30th, 1775. The very first 69 articles of the Uniform Code of Military Justice, which is military law. The Navy wasn't founded until October 13th, 1775, and the Marines came along November 10th, 1775. Long before the Declaration of Independence, and long before the Constitution. 12 years before the Constitution. How is that so hard to comprehend? And we have so many Americans who have no clue about our foundation and whine, complain, and gripe and moan on Facebook all day about gas, when the president don't even control gas prices. He controls other things via his policy, but the gas companies have to change based on those policies, even though all of this stuff is optics. So let me get back on the freaking thing here. The other thing is, law or not. You got to decide, do you support the foundation? Do you support the Constitution? Do you support the Declaration of Independence? And do you support military law and the foundation? Or do you want to change it like most people do in this country? That's what you have to decide, because there's a lot of guys like me and gals like me who want it to stay like it is, and let's repair what we have, versus getting out on the battlefield again and doing what our revolutionary fathers did. See, I don't think anybody's thought that through. Our founders declared the Declaration of Independence July 4th. It was actually written in June, but July 4th, 1776. Okay? They fought another 7 years before the war was over. They declared independence back here 7 years before we actually won the war. Do you realize how big that is? Do you understand that? They declared independence 7 years before they actually won the war. It was another 4 years before the Constitution came out. So imagine what that battle was about. Think about all the people who had to write that and get that legislated and passed. Okay? So you have to understand, you have to decide what side of the line you're on. That's what you have to decide. And if you're on our side, then you need to understand the foundation. And you need to understand law, military regulations, and civilizations. Okay? It's real simple. Real simple. Okay? Also, we the people created a law. We the people created government. We the people created police. We the people created all these things. You the person are the one who, oh, God help me. You the people. Just like the stupid mask. The stupid freaking mask. Nobody can tell you to wear a mask. It's not a law. It's not a federal law. Nobody. And that's where you are a sheep if you did that. Oh, you weren't paying attention. All this happened right in front of you. So let me get to the meat of it. What you're witnessing, what every American has witnessed since January the 20th, 2017 is a covert operation. Now, I am not violating clearance by what I'm about to spill to you. This all happened via law. It all happened right here via law. So I'm not going to spill. I don't have to get into any kind of thing like that to reveal what happened right in front of you. You, the American, have a responsibility to research and read law and orders. Okay? And data shows that 75%, this is mind-blowing, data shows that 75% of Americans cannot name the three branches of government. You can't just name them. Just name. Oh, let me think. Executive, legislative, and judicial. Cannot name the three branches of government. 50% of Americans cannot take a blank canvas of the United States and fill in their state. 50% of Americans cannot take a blank canvas of the United States and fill it in. But we got to get on Facebook and whine and gripe about a president who ain't even president by law. Happened right in front of you. It happened right in front of you. So I'm going to break it down to you. Covert operation. It was never going to be told to you because Donald Trump, everything that Donald Trump said on campaign trail in 2016 every single thing has come to fruition. Every single word, every single law, every single order, everything. Everything has come to fruition. And the one thing he said, one of the key things that he said on stage one night, he said three different things, okay? This is very key. I sat with an old Marine recently, he was born, he's 84 years old. He was served in the 50s. And these people put he and I together. He hadn't been paying attention. When I told him these key words, his eyes lit up and he goes, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. I was like, yes, sir, it's happening. And it was all started in your lifetime. And it's happening right now, right in front of everybody. And only me and you understand it. But it's up to me and you to relay to the people what's going on. Because the people need to know this. And the people need to get outside of their opinions and to sit back a little bit and listen to the military of what's going on. Okay? So Donald Trump was on campaign. It was the time when there was 25 Republicans running for president. And he's up there, and that was up on purpose. They had all those people on stage on purpose. Jeb Bush said, who's going to vote for you? Who's going to support you? And who's going to back you? And my smart-ass man, President Trump, said this. He said, that's a loaded question. It's more than one question. And if I have time, I will answer that. One, people are tired of bullshit politicians like you. Every one of you on this stage has been in office no less than 4 years. And every one of you gets up here and you tell the American people everything they want to hear, but you never back it up. Then he went on to say, who's going to support me and who's going to back me? I have over 200 generals right now backing me. That was a quote-unquote conspiracy theory made by the left for all these years. It wasn't a conspiracy theory. In the military, 200 generals have said and passed down to other generals that if they ever got a chance to throw a coup, a good kind of coup, and take over and reset to the foundation of America, that they would take this country back over and reset it on its foundation, which is also written in the Declaration of Independence. Because you people don't read out there. 99% of Americans aren't reading the things that matter and the reason why you're in America. Okay? So 200 generals said that. He also said this. We have it all. We've caught them all. Well, what did he mean? We have it all. We've caught them all. About to show you. They were never going to show you because he also said on that stage this very critical thing. If you want to know what happens in the military, you can join. But never again will we announce to our enemies what is going on. Never again. We're not going to say, hey, Saddam, we're coming to bomb you. Hey, Osama. Never again. Never. And that's the problem we have right now. We have a disconnection between Americans and veterans. You all think we're stupid, we're ignorant, and we're a bunch of grunts who have no brains. Okay? And it sucks to have to brag on yourself, but because of that fact, because we have a disconnect here, it's important to understand some of us know more than you. Some of us are smarter than you, and it ain't because you can't comprehend, it's just because you don't want to. And you're too lazy, and you don't want to read, and your attention spans suck. Your attention spans are about 2 minutes long according to marketing data, so you want a 5-minute explanation on a 200-year problem. And it cannot be done. And the only way that we can get control of this freaking place is for you to understand what's going on, but for also you understand your foundation and law. And it's not that difficult. If I can learn it, you can too. But I've been studying it a long time, and you don't have to be an attorney to understand law. You don't have to be an attorney to interpret the law. You just have to freaking open a book and read it. That's why they pass laws. That's why we have 3 branches of government. Write the law, pass the law, interpret the damn law. It's real simple. All right, mama, I'll quit. I won't say anything. I'll try not to cuss anymore. But this is the heart of a true veteran. Everything in the military has a symbol. And when I die, when my daddy dies, when my grandpa died, they put a flag over his casket for a reason. And they fold it and they hand it to a spouse or whoever's your next in line loved one. And they say, thank you for their service on behalf of a great nation. And we're not a great nation anymore when you got people coming in the inbox saying, have you taken your meds today? When this heart right here and this brain served in the military for all the right reasons. And when we even have veterans, telling another veteran that this ain't happening. When I'm sitting here witnessing everything by law happening. So, Covert operation means there's a big operation going on behind the scenes that you, the people, had no clue about. You could have if you've been paying attention, had you known law, had you known regulation, had you known optics, had you known symbols, you could know, but we've gotten too lazy in this country for the past, especially 30 years, and especially, it seems like the better technology gets, the dumber Americans get, the more lazy. You have everything in the palm of your hand, 24/7, the average screen time is 8 hours, and we have 99% of America who have no clue what's going on right now. And I'm also pissed for the fact that we have publications out there. You have Rumble, you have Telegram, you have, a few others out there, True Social even, and none of these guys are telling you, the people, about law and regulations and symbols that were not secretive. None of it was secretive. It happened right in front of you by law. And I'm going to reveal to some of those right now. I'm sorry it's taking so long, but I had to set up the foundation of our nation in order for you to understand that laws. Our nation is a nation of law and order. It's that simple. When you get a divorce, you go, and guess what happens? By law. You're going to run down, the attorney's going to tell you, this is what we got to go by. This is law. They go by facts. They go by law. The other thing you got to understand real quick, if I can jump over real quick before I tell you how Donald Trump is still your president and the military is in full and complete control of this nation. Real quick. Let me jump back over. By law, in U.S. law, I have everything in documents. I have 6 documents right now that are blowing up out there. There's guys on Rumble, there's guys on True Social that are using my documents because everything I wrote in them, there's 6 documents. It's about 500 pages. Not all that is text. Some of those are pictures. But I've got about 500 pages. I wrote off the top of this head right here. Military law, military regulations, Constitution, and federal law, and U.S. codes. But by law, the United States of America became a corporation in 1871. And throughout the years, you've had people try to misconstrue and blindfold you and tell you that Ulysses S. Grant went bankrupt in his personal life, but not the presidency, which is wrong. He bankrupted America. He signed a treaty of 1871. The District of Columbia became its own country. It is in the law books. I have every link known to man to .gov and the Constitution for you to read it. It specifically says in 1871 that the District of Columbia became its own country, not a state, not a city. It became its own territory. And in the military, we call it a foreign territory, which is why D.C. has its own National Guard. All by law, all right in front of you. Now, they did make it difficult for the average person to get on Google and go find these links because they didn't want you to know that. And you haven't known that all these years. 99% of you watching just heard that for the first time in your life. And, you know, I'm not beating you up for that fact, but here's the other thing. 1871, guess what else happened? My attorney won't like this, but it's okay. It's a fact. 1871, guess what happened? The bar exam. They created the bar. Well, what does the bar mean? You hear all your attorney friends saying, I got past the bar today. Hey, I took my bar exam. I passed the bar. No one stops to think, what does the bar represent? British Accreditation Registry. Didn't we fight the British to gain our independence? So why are our attorneys registering with the British Accreditation Registry? Imagine that. So when you think of all the years that you've been alive, however old you are, when you think of all the years you're watching the news, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, all these places, and you have 2 attorneys sitting side by side who study the same law, they get on there side by side and they disagree with something written in a book. That's where we are. And that's where you, the people, have to understand that America is an idea. It's on a piece of paper, and it's written on a piece of paper, and it's in the Smithsonian. America is an idea that we have to fight for every single day. You can't get lackadaisical, and you can't get lazy like we've been the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years. You can't get lazy. It's a fight every single day. So everybody's texting me every day, and I love everyone I text and I talk to, but everybody asks, when's this coming to an end? When's this coming to an end? When's this coming to an end? It don't ever end. It's always a fight. But we can get to a level that we can sustain and get back to where we are, and then every other country be happy, we're happy, and we have fair and reciprocal trade, as President Trump said, because we're in a world of international trade now, versus every country without internet and all these other things like it used to be years and years ago. Now we're in international trade, we're in a different society, everybody's woke, everybody's got cell phones, everybody's got technology, so we can work on what we have. But everything happened right in front of you. So let me show you why Donald Trump is still your president. See, another thing we have, I've got, I guess, probably 3,000 people on my Facebook, I got 12 people watching. This is how pathetic we are of a nation. It's the same thing with my music. Oh man, you know, I love you, I love your music. I can tell by data who listens to my music. I can sit and I can say, you're lying. And that's where we are as a nation. And we have people who don't want, they just don't even want to listen. They don't want to share the things that are correct. They don't want to share things that matter. All right, here we go. All you 11 watching. Donald John Trump signed probably the most historical and monumental piece of paper since the Declaration of Independence. It was executive order, and executive order is the highest law of the land because it's automatic order of the president. President Donald John Trump signed executive order 13848, September the 12th, 2018. Inside that order, he specifically issued a national emergency. He also issued maritime law, and he also issued an election fraud committee, and he put inside of there the dates of which they would correspond. All right. How did Donald Trump? Let me go back real fast. The American public didn't learn about voter fraud until December 2020, which was after the election. How did Donald John Trump know to issue a national emergency and issue maritime law to go into effect on November the 3rd, 2020, which is inside that order? The specific date of November the 3rd, 2020 is inside the order that he wrote September the 12th, 2018. How did he know to issue a national emergency and to issue maritime law to go into effect 2 years before? How? How did he know that? Well, you need to understand what a national emergency is. A national emergency is when a president issues a national emergency, guess what has to happen by law? Also by law. A president, when he issues a national emergency or a presidential emergency, it has to be, must be addressed by that Congress. Not Congress 2 years down the road, not Congress 5 years down the road, that Congress. That Congress did not address any of his emergencies, much less the one he put in executive order. None of them did. Okay? That was all also an optic in a different way. I'll get to optics later, but right now I'm laying down the laws and the facts. Executive order 13848 did all those things. Maritime law is the law of water. Okay? He issued maritime law. Well, you guys, if you go down to a car dealership right now, they don't have many cars on their lot. Why? Maritime law. The ships are at bay because of maritime law. President Trump